back to Duke Rehab to Performance. We're on this continuum looking at getting our athletes back overhead. We've worked through a lot of progressions: T-spine mobility, scapular stabilization. Now we want to, there's only so far we can go with ground-based progressions. The last series was a dynamic walking down dog. Well, if we want to now take this athlete towards power output, we're going to want to introduce weight and begin pressing overhead at some point. But to make sure that we bridge that gap, I'm going to have Garrett pick up this kettlebell. We want to make sure that the athlete has the same competencies in an open chain position that they've demonstrated in closed chain, because there's a little less feedback here. So we're going to start with a static rack hold in short half kneeling. So we've locked out the lumbar spine, forcing thoracic extension, and we see really good shoulder girdle stability here. If we saw that the shoulder was protracting, we'd want to either decrease the weight or coach the athlete to get back into the position that they've demonstrated earlier in the dolphin progression or in the down dog progression. So now from here, I'll then have the athlete demonstrate competency overhead. Once again, we should have a lot of space between the shoulder and the ear so that we don't have that over-involvement of the upper trap. We also see this nice overhead position, and they're really utilizing their thoracic extension. If they have control over both of these positions, we can begin connecting the two. So I'm just going to have Garrett pull that bell down, and now we're going to actively press up and overhead. Again, the short half kneeling position limits the amount of compensation that they can make through the low back and the lower thoracic spine, and really demands a lot of thoracic mobility. We'll start this unilaterally and ultimately can progress to two bells, which will ultimately demand more bilateral thoracic extension. It's a great landing spot, decreases compensation, and we're going to really be able to begin working on our athlete's strength.